Murim Manhwa remains one of my favorite genres of, manhwa, and these stories are one of the most popular out there. Today we are going to be looking at the top 10 manhwa that fall under this category. So sit back and relax as we begin this epic journey.
No, I don't think I will.
Please remember to like, subscribe and comment. All of that really helps out the channel. Thank you very much. And now, let's begin. Number 10, Volcanic Age. Joseon, a martial artist who has lived through the turbulent times of the Murim world, dies of old age. However, he is given a second chance, reincarnating into his younger self. Now, with all the knowledge of his past life, he seeks to prevent the tragedies of his time and ensure a brighter future. That's the basic premise of this story, which combines Murim and regression elements to form a very interesting concept. These days, you see many regression type manhwas being thrown out.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no.
But this is one of the very first, especially when it comes to the Murim genre. I like the grounded approach it takes with its story, and I particularly like the main character, especially his younger self. His relationship with his teacher is just beautiful to see, and the artwork is also calm, making the reading experience pleasant. It has this flowery watercolor-like art style that just makes it refreshing to read. Overall, I would give this a hard recommend. Please check it out. Number 9, Tale of a Scribe Who Retires to the Countryside. After failing to pass the imperial examination, a prodigy scholar called Sunbeam is given a chance to travel with a legendary martial artist and document his journey. Along the way, he learns about the world of martial artists and grows both intellectually and physically. I really love this manhwa more than words will allow me to express. See, this story starts off with the main character being a weak spectator, an audience like us readers, as he journeys with this master and watches this world unfold before him. It makes him feel like one of us, just someone who is experiencing all of this for the first time. We see his surprise, his changing perspective, and his evolving personality. From a brash and very ambitious person, he goes through a journey of discovery and is humbled by his experience in the vast world that is exposed to him. Then, at the end of the journey, which I would say marks the true start of the story, we get to see a changed, more mature person. And the thing is, we as the audience also change with him. He grows strong as the series progresses and sort of becomes an overpowered protagonist. But since the readers were there to see how everything played out, we understand his power and the reason he does what he does. I'll keep it all vague because I want you to read the story, but this is a very interesting manhwa and you won't regret reading it. Number 8, Lightning Degree. This is one hell of a hilarious and light-hearted manhwa. The protagonist, Ruyon, is a skilled boy who got scouted by a master and was sort of tricked into becoming his disciple in order to inherit his master's martial arts. What he didn't know back then was that not only is this old master dead poor, but his personality is far from the refined kind you'd expect from a martial arts master. Ruyon is subjected to incredibly harsh training, humiliation, and a host of other funny but tragic events that shape him into an incredibly powerful young man in the long run. I won't spoil a lot of things for you here, but this manhwa is just downright comedic. It's a fun ride from beginning to middle to end. The MC has a carefree attitude and a natural talent for fighting, allowing him to rise through the ranks in the martial arts world as he succeeds his master. Number 7, Gosu. In the spirit of lightheartedness, this time we have Gosu. After his master is betrayed and ultimately dies, a young martial artist called Gang Ryong seeks revenge as he promised the old man before his death. However, once he completes his training and sets out to begin his mission, he discovers that all of his master's enemies are already dead. Now left with nothing to do, he goes into early retirement and lives a quiet life as an employee in a dumpling restaurant. I swear, this manhwa is goofy as hell, and you can tell from just the start of the story. Gosu is just comedic in so many ways, and it's just impossible to take the protagonist seriously due to the antics he pulls and the kind of personality he has. Just from one look at him, you'll never be able to tell that he's a martial master. Gosu strikes the perfect balance between intense action and a surprising amount of humor. The fight scenes are jaw-dropping, and the protagonist's comical nature provides a fun contrast to the darker revenge plot. The artwork is crisp and the character designs make the action easy to follow. The side characters are also fun and interesting, so if you haven't checked this out already, you should really give it a read. Number 6, Heavenly Demon Reborn. After being betrayed and left for dead, Seong, a disciple of the martial arts world, is given a second chance. He is resurrected as a disciple of the powerful demonic cult, and his journey is one of power, revenge, and a quest for domination. If you love darker stories with complex characters and and an intricate world, I would say this manhwa is right for you. Heavenly Demon Reborn offers character progression that is deeply satisfying, as Onseon goes from a wrong disciple to a force to be reckoned with. He is incredibly focused and disciplined, and a no-nonsense kind of guy. Sure, he has a soft spot for his allies and those close to him, but those aren't a lot. Plus, he's incredibly brutal to all of his enemies. I mean, all of them. In this manhwa, we get a character who knows exactly what he wants, and we watch his journey as he progresses to achieve just that. The power dynamics and intricate world building make it an interesting read, and while the art isn't the best, it gets a lot better as the story progresses. In fact, give it a few chapters and the art grows on you. Plus, the artist really improves in the second season, and overall the story makes the read worth it anyway. Please check this one out. Number 5. Return of the Manhwa Sect. I feel like we've all at least heard of this manhwa, and that just goes to show how incredibly good it is. The story follows Chung Myung, a legendary warrior of the Manhwa Sect who sacrifices himself to defeat the Demon Lord. Centuries later, he is reincarnated into the body of a young member of the Beggar Sect, and he does everything in his power to rejoin the Manhwa Sect, which is now, surprise surprise, in ruins. Chung Myung must now rebuild Manhwa to its former glory while dealing with the challenges of modern martial arts sect. Now, where do I begin with my praise of this manhwa? It is chef's kiss.
I love you. Yeah, you set my soul on fire.
First off, the humor is a standout, as Chung Myung's cheeky, laid-back personality contrasts with the high-stakes world that he's thrust into. The story blends epic battles with light-hearted moments and showcases a unique take on martial arts revival trope. The godly artwork also complements the action-packed fights while maintaining the same comedic tone. The protagonist, while very cheeky and seemingly arrogant, is a well-meaning person, and we get to see glimpses of his soft side through flashbacks and his general thoughts. I also like the side characters, although a lot of them might feel generic. Overall, it's a fun story you can read anytime, and I give it a hard recommend. Number 4. Murim Login. In a world where people have access to VR technology, I can play games with it. Jin Tae-kyung accidentally enters a martial arts VR world. There he gains skills that remain with him even when he logs out. Now he must navigate real life with newfound powers while continuing to grow stronger in the game. Murim Login is an interesting spin on the usual isekai or VR genres, mixing game mechanics with the martial arts world. It sort of reminds me of Nano Machine, but I think I actually prefer how it is done here. The whole game system interface and how it applies to him, as both the young master in the Murim world he gets transported to and the real life he lives in, just makes the story interesting. The idea of Tae-kyung bringing his skills back to the real world has a fun comedic element, and the balance between the VR world and the real life drama keeps things fresh. Overall, it's very interesting, and I would recommend it to anyone who likes gaming or isekai stories. Number 3. Nano Machine. Speak of the devil. What is up next is a story about the demonic cult itself, Nano Machine. Cheon Yo-woon, one of the princes of the demonic cult, who lost his mother at a very young age and is targeted by his other family members, suddenly receives a life-changing gift from a mysterious descendant of his future bloodline, a nano machine injected into his body. This high-tech device enhances his physical abilities and guides him on how to become stronger, transforming his once bleak future to one where he seemingly has no end to his growth and potential. I think this is like the solo leveling of manhwas. Nano Machine offers a cool mix of traditional martial arts with futuristic technology, giving the story a unique twist in the genre. The Nano Machine allows for fast character development, with Yo-woon quickly rising to power. Of course, I like the fact that he has to train and somewhat earn his power, though his growth is freakishly fast. Even at that, we have people who are stronger than he is, and also people who are at least his peers, which creates tension in the plot as he struggles to get stronger. The art is phenomenal, making the story a binge-worthy roller coaster of a ride. A lot more can be said about this, but it's a solid one that is worth reading anytime. Number 2. Legend of the Northern Blade. Now, this manhwa in particular is supposed to be number 1 if I'm to be objective with this list, but the first place goes to my personal favorite, so the second highest on this list will have to do for Legend of the Northern Blade. This manhwa tells the story of Jin Woo-won, the last surviving member of the Northern Heavenly Sect. After his father was betrayed and killed, Jin Woo-won is left to live in obscurity, quietly training in secret. As his skills grow, so does his desire for revenge and to rebuild his sect. Then, with the return of the Silent Knight, the evil organization that his sect sought to defeat, Jin Woo-won has to travel the world and stop them, while also having his revenge on the Murim Alliance and the former members of the sect who turned against his father. The appeal of Legend of the Northern Blade lies primarily in its emotional depth and beautiful art. The art is beautiful. It perfectly balances Jim Won's personal struggle with action-packed sequences, all while delivering a sense of epic revenge. The world building is also immersive, and the focus on the protagonist's journey of self-discovery gives the story a lot of heart. This isn't an empty story with cliché tropes and identical art as you'd see in other manhwa. Legend of the Northern Blade is so unique that it stands out among every other manhwa on this list and every other manhwa out there. It truly is the GOAT. If you have to check out any manhwa on this list at all, this is the one to go for. And now, drum roll please. It's time for the top 1 of the manhwa on this list. And that goes to Reaper of the Drifting Moon. This is a dark martial arts manhwa set in the staple Jianghu, or martial arts world as you'd call it. However, rather than focus on the regular factions like the orthodox sect, unorthodox sect, or demonic cult, it instead has its emphasis on the world of assassins, in particular a certain secret organization. This story follows Pure Wall, a wandering boy who gets abducted and trained to be an assassin. He encounters a lot of hardship that shapes him into a cold-blooded killer who is driven by survival, his mission, and eventually revenge. I really love this manhwa. Not only is the art phenomenally good, but it also has enough of that edgy feel and darkness to it that makes it my favorite manhwa on this list. This manhwa shines in its gritty dark tone and atmosphere, delves into stuff like survival, trauma, and revenge, offering a fresh take on martial arts. I can promise you this, you've never read anything like this before. Pure Wall's transformation from an innocent victim to a survivor and ultimately to a silent predator is deeply engaging, and the story's pacing keeps you hooked throughout the way. The artwork enhances the mood with sharp, detailed fight sequences and moody settings that complement the intense plot. I'm telling you all, this manhwa is it. Well, the first season anyway. The second season is, well, not that good. Still, it's good enough to top this list, so yeah, that's the list. All of these manhwa bring something unique to the martial arts genre, whether it's blending traditional elements with modern twists or providing heartfelt character journeys. They're a perfect mix of action, strategy, and human emotion, appealing to both casual readers and hardcore martial fans alike. Also know that this is my subjective list. I'm in no way saying one of these manhwa is like superior to the other. This is just what I think personally. I mean, like I said before, if I were to go on being objective, I would say Legend of the Northern Blade would have ranked first, since I believe it's just the best in the Murim Manhwa genre. I just enjoyed Reaper of the Drifting Moon better, and it's largely due to the pacing and the kind of story that is being told in it. Plus, Pure Wall is just cold. Like, very cool. Maybe I just have a thing for villainous characters. Who knows? In any case, here is the full list of the Murim Manhwa I talked about. Tell me in the comments how many you've read and the ones I left out. 2 honorable mentions are Heavenly Inquisition Sword and Return of the Mad Demon, both of which are epic manhwas. I mean, it would have been a top 12 list, but I would say top 10 just sounds better, right? In any case, that does it. Thanks for watching the video until the end. I really hope you liked the list. Please comment down below if I missed anyone, or if you think the list should have been any different, or just your general thoughts on it. It would really help out the channel a lot, and I would like to hear your thoughts generally. So yeah, I think that's it. I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.